Hey guys, welcome back to another snapshot video. It's gonna be a rather short one because there's not too much to report on, so let's get started. Let's talk about changes to copper first. So we will need 9 copper ingots again to craft 1 copper block. In previous snapshots, 4 were enough. But in order to compensate, Mojang increased the rates for the items you would get if you break a copper ore block. So instead of getting 1 copper without any fortune or 2.2 with fortune 3, you will receive 2.5 on average. So to be precise, you get either 2 or 3 if you don't use fortune, and you would get 5.5 if you use fortune 3 on a copper ore. Let's try it out of 3 here. It's like the max you can get from 1 copper ore with all the, if you have luck, is basically 12 at once. Alright, so this basically means you need to get 1.81 copper ore to get 1 copper block. Previously, it was 1.63 when you needed 4 copper ingots, but the drop rate was lower. So this means we have a slight buff to mining copper and a nerf to automatic copper farms, because the ingots you get from killing the drowned mobs aren't as valuable anymore as before. Next, we got a really small change regarding the placement of the small drip leaf. You can also place it on moss now. There's only a couple blocks you can place it on. For example, the clay block always works, but for example, you couldn't place it on grass here, and dirt is only possible underwater, for example. A new type of cave has also been added to the data pack snapshot, so-called Noodle Caves. What's interesting about those is that you can barely fit in there. So yeah, here we got one. Gonna try to make my way down. There's really not a lot of space, but that's about it. The Noodle Caves. The large iron or copper ore veins also have been slightly tweaked. They're a bit rarer now and don't become quite as large anymore, but it's still worth it to search for those. They still can be very large. Additionally, there's now a chance that you can find blocks of raw copper or raw iron in there, which is also a little bonus on top. With all the recent changes to iron and especially copper, it seems like Mojang really wanted to make mining for copper and iron a viable alternative to building AFK farms, and in case you don't need a very large amount, it definitely is. So in case you find one of the large iron or copper ore veins, it should supply you with enough materials for definitely a decently sized project. And there's another bug fix I want to check out. It was already announced for last week. There was this issue that copper or coal ore would generate in a stone variant next to deep slate blocks. So this time it was fixed for good. So here we got the copper deep slate variant, and over there I also found some coal deep slate ore. It's quite interesting because you might only be able to find those 2 blocks in a 1.17 release. 1.18 release with the new cave changes, copper and coal is not supposed to generate this low anymore next to deep slate, so you wouldn't be able to find those blocks. Alright, we're already at the end. There wasn't too much to report on, as I said. There were a couple of other bug fixes that weren't too relevant to report on. And for example, the texture of the raw metal blocks got slightly changed, a few pixels here and there. But apart from that, it seems like Mojang might be wrapping it up already and get ready for the release stage. So they still want to release 1.17 in summer, and then the second part of the Caves and Cliffs update before the holiday season. This would be 1.18. There's also a tweet from Bidox that I found interesting this week. He clarified that the Warden will not be added to 1.17. So that begs the question, what's actually missing content-wise? I think there's not much. Seems like the next couple of snapshots will be mostly focused on bug fixes, unless there's another surprise somewhere. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.